What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Chance Talks Business podcast, where we help small and medium-sized businesses reach their full potential. This is episode 5, and today we're going to talk about controlling the controllables. Now, there's things that happen all throughout our day that we don't have any control over, and those things can either ruin our day or they can be motivation to continue to push through the day. For an example, today I was drinking my morning coffee, I was reading a book, and I decided to have the bright idea to put my coffee kind of between or on my leg and resting kind of up against the couch cushion. And I made a sudden move, and all of a sudden the coffee, luckily it wasn't very hot. It was toward the end of the cup, so that coffee spilled right into my lap. I had already gotten ready for the day and dressed and all that, so I had to go change. 10 or 15 years ago, that would have ruined my whole day. I would have just called it quits right then, turned on the PlayStation or done something that wasn't constructive. But I chose to control what I could. So that's why I decided, hey, I haven't done a podcast in a while. I need to start getting more consistent with these podcasts, and I'm going to. From now on, these podcasts are going to be dropping on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. So get ready for new episodes every week, 10 o'clock on Tuesday. When I started this podcast, I wasn't very sure what I was going to do with it, if I was going to try to do 2 a week, if I was going to try to do every other week, if I was going to do 1 a week. I wasn't 100% sure which direction I was going to go, but I knew I had to start it. Went through the holidays, things got crazy, and, just kind of let excuses get in the way of making the content. But I'm controlling what I can. I can't control how people react to my channel. I can't control how people react to my content or if they listen or don't. The only thing that I can control is put the content out there, because I know that this content will help business owners, and it'll help just average individuals that aren't business owners. But controlling what you can and putting in the work is what's going to get you to where you need to be. Now, today's a rainy day. It's a terrible day. So, like, if you're a person who works outside, you could look out at that weather and decide, hey, I'm not going to do anything today. I'm going to just relax, take the day off. And there's nothing wrong with taking a day off. We just had a ton of snow in Tennessee. We had holidays. Everybody's kind of been off work. I think it's time that we get back moving. And if you have a day like this, take that time to control what you can. You can't control the weather, but you can control the actions that you take that day. You can set aside some time to maybe work on some administrative stuff, maybe brainstorm some ideas, conquer a project that you've been wanting to conquer the last 2 or 3 months, but just haven't had time to do it. If you work outside, take advantage of this weather and do something productive. Now, today for me, it wasn't a good day. Like I said, I started off in a bad way, but I didn't let it stop me from finishing up the reading that I wanted to do, and I didn't carry it around with me the rest of the day. 10 or 15 years ago, that would have been the end of it. I would have just decided I'm not starting this day. I think what you have to do whenever you're having a bad day is just control what you can. I control whether I quit on the day or if I continue to push through it. Now, some days are going to be better than others. Some days, everything's going to go right. And what I've had to learn is to push through even when I don't feel like it. That's the times when the real growth happens. If you can force your body to do and your mind to do what it's not wanting to do, that's when you have a whole lot more power and you're able to grow. But whenever you listen to your thoughts of defeat and you listen to what your mind's telling you and your body's telling you, oh, I don't feel good, and your body's aching, or I don't feel like doing this, I don't want to do this. You have to make yourself sit down and control. You can't control every thought that you have. Now, as you control what you're putting into your mind, and as you control, like if you have a negative thought and you just readjust that thought and say, no, I'm not thinking that way, eventually you're going to have more positive thoughts and you're going to have a more positive perspective on life. But that takes time to build. That takes time for you to develop. So today, you just have to control what you can. I've been wanting to put out more podcasts, and today was the perfect day to do it. I wasn't feeling like doing it, and I've been letting that voice win. I've been letting the voice to tell me, you're not good enough to do the podcast. You're not, nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen to this. And those thoughts can be very negative toward your success. But anytime that I have those negative thoughts, I just readjust my thinking and say, I'm not the best at what I do right now. I may not be the most comfortable in front of a camera. I may not be the most comfortable on this microphone, but I know that I have information that's valuable to other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and just everyday people in general. I think if you control what you can, and if you focus on the things that you can control and don't focus on whether the weather's bad, whether you're stuck in traffic, whether, your employees didn't show up, or if you work for someone else, whether your boss gave you a project or an assignment that you didn't want to do. Just control what you can and do what you can do in that situation. I know with me, I'm wanting to focus more on my fitness as well. One of my main goals this year is to become more physically fit and to lose about 20 pounds and to gain more muscle. Those goals are goals that I'm going to execute on this year. So the things that I can control whenever it comes to those goals is to get out, to move, to do the exercises, not to sit around, not to watch another Netflix show, not to binge watch on YouTube or scroll reels or shorts. It's to get out and to move, to do the exercises that I know I need to do every day. And if I can control those things, then I know the results will come. I'll lose the weight. And I know sometimes I think ahead. I think real far ahead and think 20, 30, years from now even, and think, man, it's going to take me a long time to reach that goal. I can't control exactly how long it's going to take for me to reach a goal. And I'm going to talk about this in another video coming up about the power of patience and what it takes, to stick with goals that you have. And I think one of the main things is controlling what you can. You might not be able to today control the weight that you are, but you can take control and you can decide that you're not going to eat those snack cakes anymore, or you're not going to continue to just sit around and do nothing. You're going to be active and move. And whenever it comes to business, you might not be able to control the fact that you make that income that you make in your business, but your choices in the past determine what you're making today. So if you're wanting to change, if you're wanting to make a difference in your life, and if you're having a bad day and you don't feel like doing something and you don't feel like that you're going to make it through the day and it's just a terrible day, control what you can. Go out for a walk. Make a call to someone that's important to you. Read a book. Gain some knowledge. Do something that's positive momentum, and don't let the day get you down. Control what you can and have a great, successful day. I appreciate all the support on this podcast. If you haven't yet, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're listening to it on or watching it on, follow on that platform. If you're interacting with the short, be sure to check out the full video, subscribe, comment, share it with somebody that needs it. I want to build this podcast up and build a community of people who want to support each other and help each other. So once again, this is the Chance Talks Business Podcast. And if you haven't checked out the first episode, Get Started, click right here. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great day, and just be excellent, be successful, and keep pushing forward.